such a joy. I have waited far too long. And you all know I've waited far too long. I'd like to say I'm a patient person. I have not been patient with this one. And so these are my wonderful friends, the Mouditos, and Jean-Claude, and Anna, and you have another name. But isn't there a second name? You're not only Anna, but what am I remembering?
Limfo.
Anastasia.
That's meaning resurrection.
Anastasia.
It's a Greek name.
Well,
that's meaning resurrection.
Are you a princess? But there was an Anastasia that was a princess.
Princess from God. Yeah.
Princess from God.
Absolutely. That's so great.
I met these two under very unique circumstances.
Amen.
Do you remember those circumstances? Because then I'll tell a little more of this story.
Amen.
And I want you to find these friends from the Congo to Mercy Ships to YWAM to Tyler, Texas. When God says He's sending people from the north, the south, the east, and the west, well, that's an understatement. And they're really here to prove that. Amen. They're really here, and they more than they know. And I feel like an old dog on a bone, biting their heels and saying, "You're here for more reasons than you think. You're here for revival. You're here to use the gifts, and you've laid down your lives for a long time for this day and time. But it was preparation for this day. And I'm going to tell you, the master's degree that you worked so hard for has to do with the master himself, as you well know. It's a greater master's degree. And my brother, you've got the master's degree. You really do. And you do.
I thank the Lord. I praise the Lord.
You may not have it on paper yet. You're going to see that. So we're going to talk about that. But I wonder if you could tell from your vantage point how we met. And then I'm going to tell Paul Harvey the rest of the story because I love this one best of all. 6 months ago.
Amen.
Back.
I remember on that day, we was going somewhere, but when we just reached at the post office, I said, "Oh, let's pass at the post office, and I want to buy some stamp. Some stamp. Just keep
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, just only keep her in the house in case maybe I want to send a letter somewhere."
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So normally I did not plan that. We did not plan that. Okay, I have to. But I reached the Spirit of the Lord talked to me to pass through the post office, and we just passed at the post office. I just grabbed the stamp, and in a way coming in a car, and I just we just saw. So you were just talking with someone. Was talking with someone. I want to enter in my car, but the Spirit of the Lord said, "Go back and meet these ladies."
Well, we were praying, I think, when you saw us.
Absolutely.
Praying for that gentleman. That's right.
Praying with that gentleman, and go back and meet this lady. It was like that, and I came back and I greet the lady, and that was all.
This man gets out of the car with his finger in, and it was one of those, there were so many other points to that.
Yeah.
Because I've had the same thing. Again, there are times the Lord says, go down, you need to go to the store, you need to go to the post office. It's now to get up and go. And so I went up and went, and I had just been on the phone with a brother in the Lord, my friend Cliff. And what an amazing thing. I walked into that post office, and who do you think I see around the corner? I said, "What are you doing here? I just talked to you on the phone." It was my friend Cliff.
Wow.
And by golly, I said, wait, I've got something I've got to do, but if you will just meet me outside. And I said, let's have prayer, because I knew he was really needing prayer. So we did that. I'm standing out on the corner of the building, and these dear people not only go by, but they pull in, and it's this greeting that we had in fellowship. In the moment he gets out, and the moment you two came along, it's like, oh my goodness, God had planned. Well, at that point I said, I think we need to pray. So we came and began to join together. Now, even better than that is my friend Cliff. After we had prayer, and I knew he needed to pray out because he was so wounded. I knew if God, if he could use his voice for good, and he could bless you, and you blessed him. Amen. Oh, even better, you blessed him. Because when he left, at that point, when we were sharing, he left and went out. He went down the road, and the Lord sent him back again. And while he was coming back, God, I don't know if he wrote it down while he was driving. God gave him prophetic word for these two that was hair-raising. And he came back to deliver that word to you too. And it was absolutely so on target. It could not have been better. And so at a moment of time when everybody has come from the north, the south, the east, and the west, and come from all these vantage points, and had been obedient to say, I need a stamp, I need to mail something. Cliff had just been in there, and he'd just been on the phone, and we had just had a grievous conversation. And here he is. I said, wait, let's pray. And he gave us more prayer partners. And I thought, nothing like standing outside the post office. And that's what I tell people. No overhead. Listen, join me in prayer. No overhead. I'm not paying for this. So let's just, we can use this territory. And we did. And I began, but then I was grieved because I wasn't feeling well during those months, and then I shattered my arm, and it's put a lot of time in between. And I know God allows, but I wouldn't relent until we were going to have a time. And so finally, the other day, I put right down on my calendar, I don't know how many times I've written your name down, because this is how you get remembered. Because if I can't get to you, and I have to keep writing your name down, and it's very embarrassing. But I had just written your name down the day before, and it's like, pin this down right now, it's time. And those are God's words we've said over and over. It is time. So as I did that, we went over to the farmer's market, and I saw your booth and the dear gentleman who's there. I said, would you please tell my friend that I'm so sorry I missed him this morning and I left my car. Within 5 minutes, we were making a round to the other side, and someone comes up with that great big grin and that gusto of a hello. And all of a sudden, the witness among those who were at the farmer's market had been incorporated with everybody there. So they weren't going to miss the fact that Jesus, God's love, was being spread around all over the place.
The Lord is so great.
Well, I tell you what, first of all, there are so many people who I've wanted to have know you, but that you would know them as well. One of my prayers for you is as we've just talked about some of the great needs and the challenges that you face. You're people who I have respect for because you've lived by faith. When I tell people I live by faith, I don't think that means a thing. They really doesn't connect, I think, in so many ways. But when I hear you, out of my own experience of living by faith, never knowing where my provision will come from or how, and really trusting for the days and knowing the tests that brings, I listen to you two, and my respect is way beyond, I can't even speak highly enough. I know the cost, but I know that there's no other life I could ever live, and I know you feel that way too. Would you explain just a little of your, introduce again your wife, and what is it about your wife, dear brother, that you have seen in her life that has meant a great deal to you, because you two have walked a very tough path. So what is it that your wife, I would say endurance, but what are her good attributes?
My wife, I can say, I don't know what word I can express that. There is no word exactly I can express, I can say, to explain who she is. It's such great blessing from the Lord. It's not my merit, but it's a gift from the Lord to me. It's a gift from the Lord to me. And when I went through the scripture, when in Genesis, the Lord said that in a deep sleep, in Genesis, one said, in a deep sleep, the Lord took a rib from Adam to make his wife with Eve. And this is what we are. In a deep sleep. This is my rib. She's not a separate person, different person. She's my rib.
I love that.
And I know strongly to discover that the Lord brought this rib in my life. Join that. And together, no matter what the difference we can be, but at the end of the day, we never sleep with no come to the agreement forgive one another, and then move on. We never do something by ourselves. Like, okay, I took decision to do this. No. All the time, I know that it's for the purpose the Lord has given me. This beautiful lady. And together, when we agree together,
Right.
the Lord opened the door.
Can two walk together, but they be
Absolutely.
agreed?
And then we move,
Exactly.
we move on.
Right.
And in many occasions, in many times, the Lord has spoke to us through her. Through her.
She runs deep. I want to tell you,
So-
she runs deep.
I don't know what I can, how I can. It's so hard for me to explain that.
I appreciate you trying, though. I
To
really
explain,
appreciate
but I
you
can try.
Right. Well, you bless
But,
her by
yeah,
doing
I'm
that.
so thankful to the Lord to have her in my life.
Amen.
She's myself.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
She's myself.
When I think
You see, I remember I have one testimony, little testimony. When we used to work with YWAM in Mali, in West Africa, in Mali, in the desert. So, and we went to the bush, to the village, to the community, be with them, live with the community, and continue to evangelize, to testify about Jesus. So, one day, that community we work with was a Muslim community. It's a Muslim community where no one was there as a Christian. And one day we went to the bush, to the farm, to help people. In a way back home, before we come back home, it was rain somewhere. So the water came beyond us, and then one place was like a creek. Dry creek in the past. There is no water when we pass there.
Right.
In the way back, the creek was full of water.
Wow.
You understand? Because it was raining somewhere, and then the creek was full of water.
Right.
So we reached there. It's, oh my goodness,
Trapped.
what can we do to cross
Right.
the creek? The
Right.
water was too much. I cannot let her pass like that. No. So I took my wife and I put in my bag. Understand? It's very difficult. I took my wife and put in my bag, and we crossed the water.
Wow.
The water was deep.
That
deep.
could be so
And then,
dangerous.
and then we crossed the water.
Wow.
Oh, we never know that there is someone in a bush somewhere. We saw us.
Really?
As I was crossing, we reached another side of the creek. Okay, I dropped my wife, and then we continued our way. So the person who saw us came and then informed and gave the announcement to the village. Look at what happened. This man put his wife in the back and crossed like that. And that was very big offense in the community, because in that community, the woman was having less importance,
Yes.
less value.
Oh my.
So me as man doing that, like putting myself down.
Right.
You understand? Putting myself down. So the next day, they called the town chief. He called all the community.
How would you know?
All the community, and then they put the chain in the middle, and then they invite us. They know, look at what happened in the community. So what you did is a very big offense for the community. That means that every lady in this place, you will not respect again the man.
Right.
Because you did that. How can you take your wife in your bag and then cross the river?
Wow.
That's never happened.
Oh.
You understand? So it was a big deal.
I bet it was a big deal.
It was a big deal in the community,
Right.
in the Muslim community. And before the meeting starts, and I tell my wife, give me your hand. You take the hand like that, and we pray.
Oh.
Lord, we don't know what we can say. But at this moment, we know that you will speak to us. You will give us the word. This is the opportunity, the day you has made for this community. This is the day the Lord has made.
That's what it's all about.
So this happened, Lord, for a purpose. So I came in the middle, I stayed and I said, okay, explain. And then I start to explain. I say, you went to the bush, and then it was a war in the way back, and then I helped here to pass so that. And then I start now deeply, the Lord start now to give me the word. I say, the person who is here, my wife, is not someone different than me.
Oh, that's precious. Whoa.
It's myself.
Ah.
She has been created, the Lord has been created. The Lord will save, the mighty God, names Jesus Christ. And this Lord has created you, has created me, has created my wife. But how this happened? In a deep sleeping, he took a rib from Adam, and then he made Eve.
Yes, Lord.
So Eve was Adam itself. So when you are not married, when you are not married, you are not a complete person.
Wow.
Until the rib was taken out from you, come back, and then we make a unique person.
Goodness.
So the person who is there is not another one, another person. It's myself. How can I do wrong, bad, something to my own body?
Wow.
This is myself.
That is the most extraordinary.
And then when I
what could
said
you do with that in a court case?
So when I said that, everybody was quiet. So if I'm not honored, there is no one I cannot honor more than her.
Yes. Yeah.
If I not honor her, I'm doing wrong, bad to myself. This is myself. The Lord has brought back to me the rib He was missing to me, to make me a unique and one person. So me and my wife, we are physically two people, but spiritually we are just only one. And as agriculturists, I explained to them in agricultural side, there is a principle in agriculture we call grafting.
Yes, right.
So we have one mango tree as a root, stalk, and another stake of mango tree with beautiful flowers, beautiful fruit, and then you want to make them unique. So you take this stake and then you come to graft to the root, to the stalk, and both of them later they became one tree. And later you cannot understand, you cannot discover where this two stakes has been grafted.
And that being engrafted to me in him as well.
Exactly.
That's his whole purpose, is that engrafting.
So I am grafted to her, and both we are now unique and one person. So that it was all, and changed the entire community. It changed the entire.
Where do we get our witness from? Sometimes it's a costly witness.
On the next day, the people started to come. We want to know more about that. And that time, we take opportunity to talk about Jesus Christ.
He gave you a voice. Yes. And the old thing, out of tragedy, which could have been, He gives triumph, and He gave you triumph. But you were bold and clear in your witness because you knew in whom you have believed. I am savoring every minute. I want more and more and more.
Amen.
And I want to just tell you, those of you who are listening today, I am going to do a lot from these two because they bring to the table what we don't hear in this generation very much. It grieves me that we become almost like a man without a country, a woman without a country. We become wayfaring strangers in the very places that we should be beloved and accepted. And what my prayer is that these two will find community, not only where they are, but on the wider scope of those who are watching, those who live in this area, and because they've been planted here with us for a reason as well. Not only are we here for them, and I pray that we are here for them in whatever capacity God has. That's not by my might and power, my friends, but by His Spirit. But you know when He does things, that we look for the more.
Amen.
And these days, God has prepared. I will tell you afterwards, people have heard me before about the word we've heard about from Israel, from my daughter, who heard word about revival that would come to Tyler, Texas, and it would be greater than man has ever seen.
Amen.
I have no question in that regard, but when I first met you, I knew that you were here, not so much for all that you're doing, but also for that very, very part that you bring. And that when he said that, when you told me that I felt like you had the spirit of a nurse, and then you told me you had been on the ship for 9 years as a nurse. I think that's what it was. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So before our time is up, if you've got the courage to share anything you'd like to, and we're going to do some more of this. It'll break my heart to have to stop this, but I know we'll go this far by faith. And there's an old program that used to be on Paul Harvey, and he'd say Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. He'd tell a little bit, and then you'd hear something else that was a very unique ending to the story. And would you share something of your heart so that they can hear you? And I don't even know where you begin with your story, but just tell me who you are and what you've done for a minute, and just a little bit about just what you've been involved with. If you just share that much, we'll stop at that point.
With mercy.
What did you do on the mercy ship?
Okay, yeah.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. Yeah, my name is Anastasia Mouditou. This is my husband. So, I'm very thankful to the Lord who has called me to do His job. Yeah, I've been born in a Christian family. I'm very thankful to God for that. So, I worked with nursery for almost 9 years.
Wow.
So it was a very incredible job, and I like it. I love it, what I was doing with nursery. So when we get to the mastership, the first things we did, I was working with my husband. He was doing the agriculture, and I was part of my husband doing like a nutrition part.
Good.
So going to the village and put the lady together, get them together, and try to teach them about sanitation, about nutrition, because in Africa there is a lot of malnutrition, like you know. Yeah, because of lack of food. So we was doing that, and I was really loving what I was doing, and it was very blessed for me and blessed the community, for the community. So it was a lot of testimony, but I think so the time is already.
Yeah, we're about. Let me do this. I'll just stop there, and we'll just say, I tell you what, everybody. I hope you're going to come and join us again. We may be through by this point, but we're just going to hope you'll join us again, which we know you will, because we would miss you if you don't. We're going to feel very sad if we can't have more of your company. So help us to know that you've been listening, and would you, if anybody's watching, and our time may be out, but if you see the Mouditos today, if you remember them in prayer, just remember. Well, I'm known as Chatty Patty, so I'm always running over. And my cup runneth over as well. So, and I am happy in the presence of those who I know have sacrificed their hearts, their lives, their being, because without a vision, people perish. And they knew that, and they've heard the call. they answered the call with everything, their entire being.
Amen.
And I just would pray that if you see these precious hearts and faces before you, that you remember very much the Mouditos, and in that process, God's servants need remembrance from one another. And so we just thank you for being a family already, to certainly to me, to Michelle, but also to these precious friends, new friends that we finally get together and get to hear their hearts. Have they got stories to tell? Oh, you don't want to miss chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5, or 10, or maybe 55. And when they write the book, I want to write the headship of that book.
They can pray for the ministry you are doing with YWAM.
Okay.
Yeah, so to pray for that the Lord continue to bring people and can be able to teach. So all the time I don't like it to keep what the Lord has put in me. All the time I like to invest in a life of people and pray for that. And all the time I minister to the young people as they are coming, you see, and they can come to the agricultural side. We call that AgTech. Come to agricultural side and then minister to them through the agriculture.
That's fabulous. You know, God has unlimited ways, and so when you hear that, I hope you'll realize that the gifts you have. I have a friend who has a farm, and they I think they raise goats and all kinds of things. But you know, there's no limit to what you can do with where God's placed you. So keep it in mind. And this is the day the Lord's made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it, and we rejoice because God may put you in a post office at a certain time, or your store, or wherever, and you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. So we'll look forward to catching up with you soon. And just I don't know why I keep thinking this week, Psalm 119. Would you look and ask God if there is anything specific in that scripture that just stands out for you? So God bless you. Thank you, Michelle, for helping us out.